Welcome to a new React video on the channel. Today we are going to watch a video from Al Jazeera, a very short video, where there are allegations made in the report that there is a secret military training camp which is located in the Benishangul-Gumuz region of Ethiopia that is actually being financed by the UAE and is being used by the RSF rebels in Sudan to actually train new fighters. So let's just jump into the video and see what it says.
Satellite images appearing to show a large training facility in Ethiopia reportedly used by Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces. The images released by the Reuters news agency show a camp roughly 30 kilometers from the Sudanese border, carved out of a forested area in western Ethiopia's Benishangul-Gumuz region. The news agency says construction activity began early last year and intensified in October. Images show hundreds of tents, heavy vehicles, and newly cleared ground. Reuters cites Ethiopian officials, diplomats and security sources who say the camp is being used to train RSF fighters who have been battling Sudan's army since April 2023.
So the first thing you see, Reuters is actually citing Ethiopian officials, military and whatnot as the source of the confirmation that the site is actually being used to train RSF rebels.
Nearly 3 years of fighting has pushed Sudan into what the United Nations describes as the world's worst humanitarian and displacement crisis, forcing millions from their homes. While Reuters says it cannot independently verify who's been...
The report is actually showing two satellite images from Vantor, I guess. It could be something like Maxar maybe, or Planet Labs. Vantor, maybe you can just check it out, being the wikiots that we are. Vantor. Here we are. Vantor, forging the new frontier of special intelligence. So it's actually, the parent organization is Maxar Technologies, which of course everybody knows when it comes to high-res geospatial intelligence satellite photos. Based in Westminster, Colorado, United States. All right. So they are definitely the source of these satellite images. Let's go back to the clip. So you can see on one side they have the before photos, which is basically a forested area with some dirt roads showing around. And then on the right side, we are now able to see this different photo, which has something that looks like a camp, something centrally placed in between it, and things that look like housing all around it.
Being trained at the site or where they are deployed. Analysts say the images leave no doubt.
This report is some of the most damning evidence that we've seen publicly and proof that Ethiopia is now involved in supporting and hosting rapid support forces bases that is supported and built by the United Arab Emirates.
So maybe let's check out this guy. He's called Ken Lynch from the Conflict Insight Group. Ken Lynch. Conflict Insight Group. Justin Lynch, okay, probably a typo. Maybe you can check the organization directly then. Conflict Insight Group. Conflict Insights Group. We are a company of conflict resolution experts with 20 plus years experience in helping those stuck in crisis and conflict walk into collaboration and peace. All right, yeah, so it's definitely an organization that covers conflict issues. All right, let's go back to the short report.
Reuters also reports satellite images show new construction at Assosa Airport, around 50 kilometers from the camp, including what experts identify as sites consistent with drone operations.
Yeah, so this is definitely an airport. And you can see a very huge runway right down the middle, but for whatever reasons, who knows, maybe is it a normal airport or is it a special kind of airport that has just been recently maybe upgraded, and that kind of supports the idea that there is a secret military training camp.
The report says multiple sources believe the camp was built with money from the United Arab Emirates, which reportedly financed the camp's construction, sent military trainers and gave logistical support. The UAE's foreign minister has denied being a party to the conflict in Sudan, saying it is not involved in any way. Ethiopia's government, its military and the rapid support forces did not respond to Reuters' requests for comment. Asad Beg, Al Jazeera.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe.
Yeah, so that's a reaction to that very short clip. I mean, I don't know what your views are in the comment section. We know that the Horn of Africa region is very volatile at the moment. There is a huge convolution of foreign interference in so many countries in the Horn of Africa. You can start with Sudan itself. You can come down to South Sudan. On the right side, you have Ethiopia, you have Eritrea, you have Somalia. And yeah, the entire place just looks like a powder keg that is waiting to explode. They're the kind of conflagrations that are continuing to happen, and especially with the foreign interference. So many powers from outside the Horn of Africa, or even outside of Africa, to be honest. They are really invested in the continued destabilization of the region. And of course, in this report, Ethiopia is being placed in the camp of the UAE. And we can remember about 2 years ago, there was a deal that Ethiopia tried to have with Somaliland to get access to the port of Berbera. And we also know that there are many allegations that the UAE is actually supporting the RSF rebels in Sudan. But we also know that one of the major enemies of Ethiopia in this region is Egypt. And Egypt is supporting not only Somalia in the dispute between Ethiopia and Somalia on the topic of Berbera and Somaliland, but Egypt is also supporting the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, against the Rapid Support Forces, RSF. So could one maybe argue by extrapolation that if Egypt and Ethiopia are very strong enemies, basically, that if Egypt is supporting the Sudanese Armed Forces, then Ethiopia will probably be a little bit sympathetic to the RSF rebels. And then maybe it makes sense that if Ethiopia is also slightly allied with the UAE, also on the Somaliland port deal, then probably it could mean that the veracity of having a secret training camp financed by the UAE in the region of Benishangul-Gumuz, which is in the western part of Ethiopia, which borders Sudan, could actually be true. I don't know. I think, honestly, the geopolitics of the region in the Horn of Africa is very convoluted at the moment, and it might be very difficult to pin down the very truth of what is happening. Anyway, are you from the Horn of Africa? Countries in the region? Are you from Africa? Are you someone who closely follows geopolitics? What are your thoughts? Do you think this particular report is true? Do you think that the assessment by Justin Lynch from the Conflict Insights group is actually accurate or not? I would love to hear your comments so that we can probably get even more insight in the comment section. Alright, thank you for watching this particular video. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, and remember to click on the notification bell for similar videos in the future. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.